oh 07 Commanders, Commander Dart Spriggan here. Did you know that over 80% of new players in Elite Dangerous quit within their first week? Let's change that. It's a daunting statistic, but it doesn't have to be that way. With the right mindset and a few crucial tips, you can avoid becoming another statistic. So what's holding you back? Let's dive in and go over my top 10 things you need to know to help navigate this awesome game and become a part of this amazing community. One of the most important things you can do in Elite Dangerous when you start out is to download the Inara app. Go to Inara, INARA .cz and bookmark this website. This is one of the greatest things you'll be able to do for yourself. I would probably say it's the first thing you should do. I'm not going to go into everything that this website could do for you, but you can see it from the first page under news. You can search the nearest stations, star systems, trade routes, any commodities that you need to buy for any question that you're doing, any components that you need to buy to start your engineering career when you start engineering your ships. When you try to get into outfitting your ship, you can go here. It gives you information as well. Again, everything you need to know in engineering, ships and outfitting. It's a lot of information, and it also has a cool little MMORPG information on the side here that lets you know something that's going on in the MMO community. And I kind of consider this game an MMO as well. So this is the Inara app. Please make sure that it's the first thing you do. I made a grave error the first time I tried Elite Dangerous on console, and I did not go through all the training videos and scenarios that the game has to offer. So my suggestion is first go through the training videos, grab something to drink, something to eat, sit down, relax, and just go through all the videos here. It has everything from basic flight all the way down to how the galaxy and the system maps work. And then once you get done with all the training videos, then I will go over to the training simulations, take the tutorials, go through the basic objectives that they have for you, and then work your way down to advanced. All this stuff will help you out in the long run, and watching YouTube videos as well of commanders that made all these advanced tips and tricks for you. But in the game they have something to offer you that'll help you out a lot. And then once you get done with all that, put what you learned to test and try out the training scenarios. Right now I'm working through the incursions. It's kind of like a horde mode where they send waves of ships at you at that difficulty level, and if you're able to overcome that, then you learn the skill and you're ready to go to the next level. So this is all my suggestions that you should do in that order when you first start out Elite Dangerous and go through the tutorial. Don't make the same mistake that I've made and the same mistake 80% of the people have done during the first week. Now let's talk about one of the most important decisions that you will make in Elite Dangerous early on, and that's figuring out your career path and your play style. If you go to your right panel, you'll see all these different scenarios and the way you can actually play the game. You have combat, you have trading, mercenary rank, explorer rank, you got CQC and exobiologist. We're going to go through each one individually, and I'll give you a short rundown of what I learned in the game about these particular areas. First is combat. You can raise that rank just by picking up combat missions throughout the game and complete them. And also, if you just kill ships throughout the galaxy, that will raise your combat rank as well. If you want to rank it up faster, killing ships and enemies that are higher than your rank will actually improve that rank faster. Now if you want to raise your trade rank, you could just sell commodities back to the store, be a salvager or smuggler, or you can go into the mission board area and pick up these courier and transport missions. This would raise your trade rank as well. If you're more of a boots on the ground type of player, and if you want that type of gameplay, mercenary rank and raising that will be right up your alley. That is completing all on foot missions that the game offers. Most of those you could pick up in the stations. Just disembark from your ship, go into the station, and then go to the terminals in there, and then pick up the missions, and that will help you raise that rank. One of the most popular play styles of the game is becoming an explorer. You can raise that by just going to unexplored star systems and gathering data on planets, stars, points of interest, and signal sources. You will need a Discovery, FSS, and detailed surface scanners to be able to complete those activities. And with the recent release of the Mandalay ship, supports that theory as well. So now you may ask, how do I raise my CQC rank? The way I know how to do it, you go back out to the main menu of the game. And there might be a different way to do this, but this is the only way that I know how to do it. And then there is an arena button here to where you could queue up for matches. Continue here, go to arena. And then this will put you in a separate part of the game to where you can actually queue up for arena matches. So I would definitely invest some time in watching videos on CQC. I think it's one of the areas that's underutilized in the game. I am a big PvP player, and I would love to see this area utilized more. And from what I was told from other commanders, the mode that you want to pick is the team deathmatch mode, which seems to be the most popular one out of all of the other 3 game types. And finally, let's talk about the exobiology career path that you could take in the game. From my understanding, it is another on-foot activity that you could take in the game. A genetic sampler from your suit is used to collect samples, and then you sell them to advance this rank. So that pretty much wraps up everything that you could do in the game as far as a career path and as an in-game activity to raise all these different ranks. So now you need to make the decision which will be your playstyle. Now that you got the career path set, you know your playstyle you want to go with, now is the fun part, picking your ship. I love this part of the game, and I did it 2 different ways. I took a lot of suggestions from the community, and trust me, there are so many different opinions from so many different people. What's the best ship for every activity? Just do your own research and just, you know, make your own decision. And there are sites that give you builds and all that jazz. There's so many YouTube videos, but these are the things you can do. That's one, just do your research. The other thing you could do is you go into game extras from the main menu and look at the pre-built ships. And this is just a look. If you got a little, you know, cash in your pocket, you want to spend up $10 to $15 on the ship or whatever, you can go into this area and it will kind of give you an idea on just by the wording of the ship, what it can do. Mandalay, as I said earlier, was one of the explorer ships that they, you know, that is great in the game. But you see Bounty Hunter, Vulture, that was one of the best investments I made in the game. That made my combat level grind a lot easier because this ship was already outfitted with some really good equipment. Okay, so here's a transport ship. Obviously that'll be good for trading. And then you have the Type 6 mining jumpstart, so this would be very good for mining. And then you got the Diamondback, so it kind of gives you an idea. You got the Chieftain combat ship, so you could do this as well. Some of these ships, they go on sale every now and then, as you can see. Invest a little money to the game. You know, I would give back to the developers who made this game it's not monetized really at all. They don't push it down our throats. They just support them a little bit. So again, to pick your ship, look at what the community is saying, make your own decisions, do your own research, or you could come into the pre-built ship area and pick one. Spend a little money. It will take a little less grinding on some of the engineering that you need on some of the parts. It won't be completely engineered, but some of the parts will be, and you will be able to enjoy your gameplay experience faster. Those are my suggestions, what you could do to pick your next ship. Now you ask, what do I do now? I got my right ship, I have my, you know, gameplay path and career I want to do in the game. What do I do next, Commander Darth Springer? Well, now The next thing I believe you should work on is maxing your rank with a system. So you pick whichever system you want to go into. Go into a starport. Go into starport services. I did Aravit. This is the first area I was in. And then you mission board. And then you just start doing all the activities that the game has to offer. I said this earlier, I'm going to say it again. I didn't notice till later on. If you click on a particular, person that's giving out missions, it will give you a rundown of what will raise their rank. Okay? So by doing this, this will give you, let me show you, because I did mainly combat. This will give you more access to better missions, because when you first start out, it won't give out these payouts and all these materials at these levels. You won't get access to that. So stick in one system, do all the missions that it have available. If you got a friend that you can play with, this blue circle right here, these 3 dots, means those are missions that you could take on with another person. If you see this red skull, that means it's a more dangerous level, and it's color coded here on the right. If you stick with green, you most likely will be able to finish that mission, probably solo, or it's easier to complete. Yellow was a little bit more of a challenge, and red means it's a challenge. Red means that you got to be really good to get it done, or with someone. So be mindful of that. And then on the right, it tells you how many light years away that mission is. Typically it keeps you around the same area that's close to your station. So, and then try to get everybody allied with you. Again, that will give you better access to more missions and better payouts. The next 2 things we're going to talk about will save you a lot of headache and help you out a lot in your early career playing Elite Dangerous. Number 1, please make sure you equip your fuel scoop. If you go into starport services, and if you go over to this outfitting tab, and in optional internal, these are all your class areas on what you can actually based on the number here. Class 6, class 5. So you'll know more about that once you start outfitting the ship. But you want to make sure you equip a fuel scoop. I found the best bang for my buck is at least a class 5 fuel scoop. But sometimes based on your build, you can't really use one. But at least have a fuel scoop equipped. And I'm going to show you here real soon on how you can take advantage of that, what you got to do when you go into a star system. And this will allow you not to run out of gas. When you first enter another galaxy from hyperspace into it, you will most likely always be next to a sun. And you do not want to run out of fuel, so there will be a sun in most of these planets. Stay kind of close to it, but not too close, and your fuel, as you see up top, will be scooping. That heat meter will go up the closer you are to the planet. Stay as far away as you can while getting fuel, and that will stop you and help you from running out of gas on those long journeys. Now, while you're in the starport services and outfitting area and you're buying your fuel scoop, please make sure you buy an SCO FSD drive. And what this will do is when you have a destination that is far away and it will take a long time to get there, if you tap the tab button, it will put you in this overdrive of speed and you will get to that area faster. Now this will raise the heat of your ship and you will lose a lot more fuel. Just tap it again so you won't damage your ship, and this will get you to your areas a lot faster. This is just as important as buying a fuel scoop, so do both while you can. This next feature in Elite Dangerous will help out your gameplay experience as well, and that is joining a squadron. If you go to your right panel again, go into squadrons, and then let's say you want to be an explorer and you want like-minded people to play with. Go to leaderboards, and then on the left hand side it'll give you all the squadrons that are good in these particular areas, like a top 10. So you go to exploration, let's say, if that's what you want to do, and then you'll see the name of the squadron and their points that they earned this season. And let's say if you want to join one of those, right, do some research. You hit back out, and then you go to browse squadrons and you type in the name of that squadron, and then it will filter to that. squadron, and then you will be able to see if that squadron is accepting applications or is not. And it gives you all this other information, all the tags to their squadron, how many members they have, what power play they're involved in, what faction that they align with. It gives you all that information. So this is another area of the game that I believe that is underutilized and that you can utilize to help out your gameplay experience. Now you'll get to a point in the game where you want to enhance your ship, max out its capabilities. What you will have to do is go into the engineer, as you could say, grind. If you go to your right panel and you click into engineers, you have all of these actions and things you need to do to be able to unlock these engineers. But before all of that, you have to prepare for this. And I wish I would have did this sooner, and this is what I'm currently working on right now. If you go to your inventory, again in right panel, you will see the materials that you would need to complete all these engineering actions when you're leveling up that particular component. You should, and I will say this, fill up your inventory with these materials before you even start doing the engineering grind. Right now I'm working on encoder, and as you can see, a lot of it is filled up. There are plenty of videos out there on what people believe is the best way to grind these materials out. I will be making a video here real soon on encoder, so you can come back for that. But for right now, I just want you to focus on, before you start doing the engineering, fill up your inventory completely with all these materials, so you're not going back and forth trying to grind these materials. It will make the process a lot smoother. Trust me. Grind out your materials and fill up your inventory. We are finally at the end of the video. This is the last tip that I have for you as a beginning player in Elite Dangerous. Definitely learn how to use an FSS scanner. There are tons of videos out here on how to do this. The key to bring it up, you have to be in Super Cruise for one. And then the apostrophe button on your keyboard, if you hit that, it'll put you into this screen, the FSS scanner area. And what this basically does is map out an entire system. Some planets that you're going to go into, you won't have a nav beacon to see all the areas that are available for you to go to, and you need this FSS scanner to be able to map out an entire planet. So I would definitely look up a video on how to do this. It's very easy to understand once you get the basics of it down. So that's all I have for you for this video, commanders. I am excited for you. I'm excited for you to play Elite Dangerous. If you heard a lot about the game, it is just as good as people have told you. So that is all I have for now. I'll see you out in space and on my live streams. Remember, commanders, survival in Elite Dangerous takes time, effort, and practice. Don't worry if the game seems overwhelming during your first few hours of play. Just keep pushing forward, and you'll get there eventually. Don't forget to leave a comment sharing your own tips, and check out our next video on Elite Dangerous. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates and live streaming content. 07 Community. Darth Spriggan out!